some ways I have kind of childlike tendencies. The basic thing is he's really good. People don't go, oh, come on now. He's really good, and obviously looks like he's 12. So that's the other thing. He's good and he's young, which means he'll be around for a while. He's also a really good writer. That's the reason I wanted to do this, because he did the final draft, which made me say, oh, that seems quite good. And that's why I committed to do the film.
People are saying this is not a typically American film because it doesn't have a happy ending, and there's Robin Williams has a gay brother in the movie, and that's new. And
for me, I don't look at that as being anything unusual. I mean, people say it's because you grew up in San Francisco. Maybe that. You know, I live in a city, but there's no real boundaries of that. You know, it's a given. You know, that families have all sorts of different definitions. I don't know. I just had such fun doing it. I never look at all the ramifications of, he's got a brother who's gay. No, he's family. What's that? That bother you? That bother you, Mr. Helms? So you have to see how it plays with people. And the fact that it doesn't have a happy ending, no, but it's a real ending. The truth is 99 out of 100 people don't get back together once they separate. They separate to kind of, you know, take time to find ways of doing it decently, usually. And, you know, getting back together is kind of a negative fantasy, especially for children.
You've been through a divorce. Was it that difficult as it is in the movie?
No. I mean, the only coincidence the only coincidence for me in this movie is the fact, yes, I'm divorced, and yes, I have partial custody. But mine is week on, week off, and, you know, I didn't have to go through courts.
But you didn't feel at that time that you wanted to spend more time with him and maybe be the housekeeper, just to
dress up? Like
yeah, right.
No, not at that time, no. So that's why the coincidence ends, right?
Right.
Did you want to put on makeup, Mr. Williams, and dress up and maybe some foam breasts? Even though you're in San Francisco, you can get technical advisors. Just walk a few blocks, walk into some bar. No, you know, this we picked because of the characters. The two separate characters, a chance to play two different characters related by divorce, which is an unusual concept. But, you know, that's what appealed to me, because I saw this chance to play this outrageous woman and this kind of painful guy.
When you did that movie, which I dare not to pronounce because you probably...
Right. Hook! In Holland it's Hook!
Well, Hook. Hook. Okay. When you did Hook, working with Dustin Hoffman, did you talk with him about Tootsie and
Never.
Mrs. Doubtfire?
I asked him, I mean, once when we were doing Hook, just to see what was it like for him. He told me an interesting story that one day when he was dressed up as Tootsie, he was in an elevator alone with an executive who didn't know who he was, and he propositioned him. Hello there. Hi, you want a blowjob? I don't know if you can use that in Holland, but good luck. You know.
I just talked about blowjobs with Harvey, so
well,
I mean this.
Here we go. And it's not really a job, is it? It's never a job. If it's work, then you're a hooker. Oh, funny, that relates. But you know, it's more of a parade or a fiesta.
Yes. You know, sometimes in some countries they dub your voice. They make another comedy out of it.
Right.
Did you see any, for instance, with Aladdin? Did you see any of the other?
No, I don't know. I mean, I've only seen Mork and Mindy in Arabic. I've seen Mork and Mindy in Italian. It was weird. In Italian, they did a strange thing. They gave me a voice like this, which I wasn't too far off. But with Mindy, they thought because she had such a big apartment, they gave her like a Sofia Loren voice. Mork, esta magia fega Mork. It was like, wow, it's a sexier series, you know. Right. So I've never seen it dubbed, like, especially, I don't know what they'll do with Aladdin, given the fact there's 60 different voices.
Right.
I wonder if, they're probably trying to imitate, you know, as many of the characters that would have some resonance in the country, like, but some of the characters are very specifically American, like William F. Buckley. He's very American.
Right.
He's a very conservative writer.
They used a Dutch actor, Pierre Bokma, for the Dutch version, and it's
good. But did it work well?
Yeah, it worked well, but I mean, it's not Robin Williams.
Oh, I know, it's hard. I mean, the languages I speak French and Russian, so that'd be the only two I could dub, you know, and a little Italian, but more than that, the good thing is if it's a comic actor, it's great, because then you know that he has the instincts and he'll make it funny. And a lot of times they'll find jokes in whatever language that are more relevant, which is great. I mean, it's important to have.
Did it help that your wife produced this film?
Very much. First of all, I'm a producer on it too, but I'm only producer in name. I'm like Ronald McDonald. I'm just the clown on the top of the burger. She did the work. She actually did all the legwork, the planning. It's like a small invasion when you're starting a movie. It's an army, and you have to plan out every day, know specifically what you do, so that at the end, we finished under budget. We finished on time, under budget. Bing. That was great. Plus, she knows my limits. She knows that I'll say yes and say, oh, let's keep going. And the makeup was like this, and she's going, it's time. And you have to plan it out. It's a wonderful thing. And she found the project. She found this book, this children's book, and made it, found out there was a script, and slowly but surely developed it.
Last question.
Sure.
Did you like Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yes. I think she's the aunt I never knew. I mean, I never got to see any of my other relatives. I never met my grandmother. So maybe in essence, she is the one I didn't have, or didn't really get to know. Funny, I got to know her too well. I got to be inside of her. Ooh, that sounds good, doesn't it? Ooh, you nasty, wicked boy! You're inside of me every day, and then you pull out. Why?